Hey guys, it's Justin here, a travel photographer from Kenya. So I'm a photographer specified in wildlife and travel, safaris. So what I do is I travel with visitors in the national parks in Kenya. I record them through the excursions in Nairobi. I take pictures of them in locations, maybe in the wild or in our scenic locations in Kenya. I'm a travel and wildlife photographer, so it's different than just a photographer, because in photography we have different niche. We have beauty photography, we have real estate photography, and also we have travel and wildlife photographer. So I'm going to talk about few things when it comes to safari in Kenya. So as you know, Kenya, we are the originators of travel safari, so we stand out for that. And also we are a country that has that's known to have one of the parks that is within a city. So we stand out for those two, which make us very much attractive to travel to. Besides that, we are known to have parks, all around Kenya, from the northern to the southern Kenya. All these parks, they are different in very different ways because they are separated by the equator. They are different in a way whereby there's some animals you'll see on the southern part you'll never see on the northern part, because they can't cross the imaginary line. So those are the special 5 animals. So we also stand out in that as Kenyan. So when talking about the parks, we have the Amboseli Park. The Amboseli Park, it's known to be the home of the elephants, So we have a lot of herds of elephant, and also it's known to be the park with the best backdrop ever, because when you're in Amboseli National Park, you have a backdrop of the Kilimanjaro that we do share with Tanzania, but you have the views from the Kenyan side. The Tanzanian, they have the climbing side. So that's the major backdrop and the major backdrop, and also the heart of Amboseli. Keeping in mind the elephant, the swampy areas, the elephant loves to hang out in the swampy areas. And also for photographers, Amboseli is one of the best parks for you because it's so plain to get pictures of very calm elephants that's gonna have a backdrop of Kilimanjaro. So that's one of our major parks. We also have Nairobi National Park. Nairobi National Park, it is very small. It's about 170, maybe 79 square kilometers. So you never get elephants there because that park is so small, but we have the elephant sanctuary. We have the Sheldrick, which has it's a home of elephants. They protect the elephants there and they later introduce them in the park. So that's what you'll get in Nairobi National Park. And also it has all the other animals that you can mention. It has the lions, it has all the cats, and also it's home for the rhinos. Unlike other parks, we only have very specific places you can find the rhinos in Kenya because they are protected. Because as you know, they are endangered animals. So in Nairobi, you'll gladly find the rhinos there and the rest of the big 5. So beside Nairobi, we have the Maasai Mara, which is known for the wildebeest migration. So that's even one of our major attractions that we have. So when you go to Maasai Mara, that's basically more you're going to experience the wildlife, because Maasai Mara, we share it with the Serengeti. So there's that crossing of the wildebeest. So you'll find basically that in Maasai Mara. And we have the Samburu side. The Samburu, now we're talking about on the northern side of Kenya, whereby you'll meet the special 5, the animals that you won't find on the other side of the parks. There you'll have the gravy zebra, the very beautiful zebra with very tiny lines. You'll get the gerenuk, the giraffe antelope, you'll find it in the Samburu. You'll get the fringe-eared beza oryx, you'll find it in the Samburu. So as you're visiting other parks, that's also one of our major parks that we have. It's basically far on the northern side and the other side of the equator. When is the best time to travel in Kenya? The best time to travel to Kenya depends what kind of a traveler you are, because we have our high season that's during June, July, October, because June, July, October, that's when the wildebeest migration is happening. So if you're here to enjoy the wildebeest migration, June, July, October is your time. We have, if you're a bird watching for a traveler, we have the December. March, May, and December, they're basically for the bird watching. And also, if we're here to enjoy the wild cats of Kenya, you have the June till March. The June till March, you'll have a chance to enjoy the cats of Kenya. So traveling in Kenya depends on what kind of a traveler you are. basically what kind of a travel, what are you coming to enjoy in Kenya. So that's what you get. But also another thing that I really advise anyone traveling in Kenya, please check the weather, because we've been having, confusion with the weather, because as you know from, just if I can just give you a tip or two, when it's raining, animals get to go far away, so viewing them becomes very hard. So you can just check the weather season in Kenya, because it has been shifting. January, February, we are supposed to be experiencing dry season, but right now we are experiencing some rain. So we get the grass are taller, you cannot spot animals, and also some of the parks, they get swampy, so the animals goes in much hilly areas. So you might take long for you to spot animals. So just check the weather for you to decide when you want to travel to Kenya. Another thing is, what should you wear when you're doing a safari? What should you wear when you're doing a safari? One thing I would advise, we love the beige color. The beige color, it's good. So don't wear bright colors, because when you wear bright colors, white, blue, for example, white. In the parks, for example, Amboseli tends to be very, very dusty, because the word Amboseli means salty dust. So it tends to be very, very dusty. So when you're wearing white, you can imagine what can happen to you. When you go to another park called Savoir, it's one of the biggest parks we have in both. I think it's the biggest park in South Africa, combined Samburu East, Samburu East, Samburu West. When you wear some colored shirts, blue, red, you are likely to be attacked by the tsetse flies, because they get attracted by the very, very bright colors you wear. So a good color to when you're going to the park is just beige. Beige color is good because it does not pay attraction to animals. And also we have animals that sees colors, animal like giraffe. So when you are rocking blue, red, they get amazed. Who's that person? Because they can see the colors. But the beige color is more neutral and easy to animals, because even when you come and observe our safari jeeps, they are all maybe in beige color and green color, trying to bring the uniformity. So how should you dress? You must at least have your hat, because the jeep's roof are very open, so you'll be popping out, so maybe for the wind and all that. So just have a simple hat, a safari hat, maybe glasses, and also if you're good, you can do the long sleeve. But if you can get the cargo pants, which are you can unzip them to have a short and a long sleeve, it's gonna be good, because it can get hot, you can unzip, and it can get cold, you can zip it, but try wear the beige colors, they are good for you. Either long sleeve or short sleeve. I will tell you wear long sleeve, because we don't know how insects affect you. You are in the wild, so maybe tsetse flies might attack you. Some some flies that they move along, maybe the elephants and buffaloes. But when you're on a very long shirts and maybe long pants, you might be safe. And also have an insect repellent, one or another, it might help you with that. But few of our parks are located in very hot areas, like Amboseli is extremely hot. Savu is extremely hot. Maasai Mara is a bit cold, but keep in mind it's gonna be hot when you're having game drive, so you can figure out how to how to wear. Let me expand a bit about travel photography. If you want to do travel and wildlife photography, one, you have to start as a photographer. You need to be conversant with photography, with the cameras, camera setting and all that. So the starting point is you being a photographer first. And now from being a photographer, you personally decide the niche you want to belong. I told you the niche is wide. We have travel, we have beauty, we have real estate, so you need to figure out the niche you want to belong, because all this category of photography, different investment, different experience, different understanding, so they are very different. So one, you need to choose. So if you happen to choose travel photography, one of the major things you need to have a zoom lens, because all the animals are gonna be far. So first thing you need to have a good body of a camera. You need to have about a 200 to 600 millimeter zoom lens, for the far away animal shots. That's very important. And also you need to know the basics of safari, because you are in hospitality industry. A client might ask you a question, so you need to be very passionate and also have a little bit of understanding of wild animals, national parks, and even the places you are, because you also need to keep in mind of the major attractions we have in Kenya, because that's you are a part of the facilitator of the safari, just as a travel and a wildlife photographer. So it starts with your passion. Are you going to have passion in animals? Are you going to have passion in tour guiding and safaris? And also, are you choosing wildlife? Because wildlife most of the time takes patience for you to get the right shot. And also another thing is, are you ready to invest in wildlife photography? So that's it. It's just easy. First, be a photographer, understand photography, get the right gears, and be passionate with the wild, and also being out there in the park. So I think that's all you need to do. There's not rocket science. Thank you. So in conclusion, what can I say? In conclusion, what I can say is Kenya is a destination for you for travel and safari. Kenya is a beautiful place. You have a very beautiful history. We have a very beautiful country. So for anyone who wants to do safari, you're so much welcome. You're so much welcome to see our Nairobi National Park. Get a backdrop of the city with the wildlife. So for anyone on your travel to Kenya, you're so much welcome. And also don't forget, when you travel to Kenya, a big mistake that people do, I don't know if it's a mistake, but a preference I would advise someone, try get a photographer to help you cover your safari, because you want to enjoy your whole time with the wild, because the issues you're having is you're coming to Kenya, you spend 80% of your time trying to get the right shot, which you're not experienced. So when you have a travel photographer in your safari, you're gonna be guaranteed to get the right shots. You're gonna be guaranteed to enjoy 100% enjoying the animals, because the animals have a lot to teach us, enjoying your safari because you have a lot to experience, while your travel photographer, make sure your whole safari is documented. Everything you watch there, we're gonna find them there. You can choose to be documented as a video. You can choose to have them in photography. And also at the end of the safari, you can choose to print one of your special moment that you had in the wild. Either it was a special moment of a cat, it was a special moment of a certain animal. Print it, and now you can have it solidly back at home for framing and all that. So make sure when you come to Kenya, enjoy fully your safari. Get to learn. Have a tour guide who's gonna tell you every single thing. Animals have a lot to teach us. The wild has a lot to teach us. So Karibu Kenya, enjoy your safari and have the best. Thank you.